It feels good. It feels good. Yeah, the overriding message was a little more result oriented for us today, because we did a lot of good things against Pittsburgh. I'm not standing here saying we deserve to win that game, but we did a lot of good things, and we did even more good things against Penn State. I am standing here saying we deserve to win that one. So when the performances are as good as that, and we have bad moments and individual errors, yeah, it really hurts. The manner in which we lost against Penn State, my concern was just how well the guys would kind of bounce back from that. And I've been really pleased with them. We knew that there was every possibility that with a perfect start last year, that there's no shame in necessarily going to Pittsburgh and losing. There's no shame in going to the Big Ten champions and losing, and that was something that could happen. So how were we going to deal with not being 3-0 if we weren't? Of course we wanted to. And today I think we've shown that there's still a lot of courage in this group, a lot of belief. And as I said before, there was nothing about being 1 and 2 that changes the potential outcomes come the end of the season. So we needed to get back on track with a good win, and obviously got off to a fantastic start.
Big day on the score sheet from Ryan Crooks. Is that something you were expecting from him in the preseason?
It's been something I've been expecting for Ryan for about a year and a half now. So yeah, he can be pleased, obviously. I think he feels like he should have had a couple more, and we kind of want that mindset. Yeah, I think he felt like one got away from him a little bit earlier, where we did some really good work and Elijah played one across, and I'm not sure whether he was just caught off guard, but yeah, he's got to be in the right place. And again, we've been continuing to push more from our attacking players to be more clinical, because as I said, mistakes can happen, and they did against Penn State. The issue with Penn State was that the game should have been over before we made those mistakes. So we're winning 3-1, we're winning 4-2. But that wasn't the case, and we let them back in the game. So pleased to see that we obviously gave ourselves a margin tonight.
After you did give yourself that margin, 3 early goals, how'd you feel like your team played the rest of the first half?
A little flat. I didn't love the rest of the second half. I hate conceding, and I definitely hate conceding in the nature that we did. I thought it was really sloppy and a little complacent in terms of some of the defensive urgency just to defend a throw. I don't necessarily blame Jackson, because I think he's unsighted. I blame what happened before that. So we have to refine those moments, and have to understand that, yeah, 3-0 or otherwise, it's so early in the game that they're always going to take a bit of a lift if they can score. So to give one up as easy as that, I was disappointed. And as the half went on, it just looked like it was more of a war of attrition in terms of which team had more energy. And I always want to feel like we're the team that has more energy than anyone in the country. So I wanted a little bit more in that last 15 minutes just to lift us.
As 2 losses that probably, even as far as losses go, probably were not great to take. How important is it to win here and prevent it from spiraling into something further?
Of course, really important, right? But no different to now Friday. Every game is massive. The crazy thing about our schedule and about this sport is the sport is incredibly marginal, and there's really fine lines between a win, a tie, and a loss. And we only get to do this 12 more times. So the season comes and goes super quick, and yeah, it's tough to chase perfection, but that's what we're trying to do. So the message after the game was obviously well done, but we now have to turn our attention to Yale immediately and make sure that we don't let that opportunity fall by the wayside, and get in the win column now and have a winning record come Friday night.
This might sound like kind of a stupid question, but after 3 quick wins go in, is the 4th one important, especially how late it came? Is that an important goal?
It is, because they scored. It is because it went to 3-1, right? So the differential at that point, obviously the message at halftime, the next goal in the game is incredibly important, because if it goes 3-2, then they get a lift, and yeah, it's human nature to get a little bit concerned, a little nervous. So we knew that the next goal in the game was incredibly important. We did well to kind of really not give them too many opportunities in the second half. I think a couple of shots from distance, a couple of crosses or corners perhaps. But I felt we limited their attacks in the second half, and I felt like the 4th goal should have come sooner for us, quite honestly. So obviously thrilled that it did, and yeah, arguably the result kind of reflected the quality of performance.
Coach, how do you think Dion played in the midfield here tonight? I know he's done it before, and then also Noah getting his first start here tonight.
Yeah, they both did well overall. I thought, Dion wants to play central midfield, and that's kind of a luxury that we have between Dion, Otto, and Ryan. They're all 3 of them so valuable for us, and so good at what they do, that to have the capacity to play Dion a little bit deeper is kind of to my benefit, if you like. So him stepping in there there was zero concerns. He offers more in terms of his range of passing. He can play wide and play those diagonal passes and cause teams some problems, which it was on today. So from that aspect, we loved what we got from him in central midfield. And Noah's continued to do well. I think he could have done better for the goal, and we'll help him through those processes and that aspect of his game. He's still a young man that needs to be a little more urgent and a little more aware in some of those moments, and that's a big difference from the level that he was playing to now college soccer. Having said that, he's adapted incredibly well, and again, he's in my starting 11, so it says a lot about how well he has adapted. We just know there's continued room to grow, and he has incredible potential over 4 years for sure.
Do you feel comfortable keeping those two guys in those spots moving forward?
We'll see. We've obviously got a quick turnaround with the games. We have a disappointed Ryan Baer, who knows he let himself down and the team down a little bit on Friday night, and will want to make amends. So yeah, we will have some opportunities and options, and we'll need that depth. I think the bottom line is they're all going to play on Friday because it's just such a quick turnaround in games. How we line up, it will kind of remain to be determined. We'll see if everyone got through tonight okay.
You got Ike back, even if it was for a small amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, you can immediately see what he offers in terms of his athleticism and just his ability to harass and chase some things down. I know he would have wanted a good chance to get on the score sheet tonight. It didn't quite come his way, but he still gave a positive impact and a positive contribution when he comes into the game. So it puts others on the depth chart at high alert as well, right? There are other forwards and other places he can play on the field, which again only increases our depth, and we're getting much closer now to being kind of at full capacity in terms of the squad.
Do you think he'll play more forward, or that wing back position he was playing last year?
Again, will be determined on form, on the quality of people's training habits, and potentially the scout of the opponent as well, as far as where we need him. Again, he just offers something slightly different with his combination of pace and physicality and athleticism. So he's a nuisance when he plays right wing back, and he's a nuisance when he plays up front. So yeah, we'll kind of have to see how the season evolves to determine which one of those places he's gonna fill for us.
You've rotated the wing backs the past few games. Is that something you think could continue as the season goes on?
100%. No different to kind of last year. I think this is the biggest pitch in college soccer, so it's a lot in terms of the physical demands of those positions. Obviously, we monitor our GPS data and their sprint distance and those types of numbers, and they put in some really good work tonight. I think 4 that rotated in them 2 respective positions. So we always have felt like we've needed 2 for those positions, same as in our attacking positions as well, and absolutely we'll continue to rely on depth just as we did last year.
Okay guys, thank you.